not a case of, but it's the way that he did it. It's the way that he, you know that people leave the arena going, fucking hell, he's an animal. And he did it against Barrett, he did it against Murray, he did it against Cardle, and he did it tonight. So again, I don't want him to have that pressure on all the time of, oh, you've got to be this, because I believe there's many more assets to Lewis Ritson than just a guy who walks forward and has huge power. But you want to see those sometimes away from the pressure.
If Tony Kyle continued, could you use the Commonwealth as like a stepping stone between European and, you know, like
No, I don't see the Commonwealth that way anymore. Actually, I see the Commonwealth as a level below the British, to be honest. And I think that it's not really about the belts. It's just about positioning him over the next 12, 18 months with the governing bodies. The European title would be lovely. The American experience would be great. But I just want to see him grow as a fighter. Really, that's the most important thing, because when he's got this here, if he can crack it here, again, like European title for Lewis Ritson here, he'd fill the place, no problem. World title, that's when you go to a stadium. But if he doesn't grow as a fighter, he may not win a world title. So I'm more interested in him winning it rather than just getting a great atmosphere in a crowd. That is, like I said, that is. But we want to win. You know, we want to be in a position as a fighter to be ready to challenge for world titles. And I feel he's 5, 6, 7 fights away from that. And you know, but he's just had what, 3 fights in 4 months. So it's and all about the right fights at the right time. You know.
Do you think, Davey? What do you think, Davey? What would your preferred route be?
Well, we haven't really thought about it really. We should just win this British title outright. But we're not stupid. You know, we're all boxing men. It's the safest route. But we've got big expectations for Lewis.
Well, I agree with what he says. I've spoken to Fannin, and obviously we'll have a meeting with Fannin and Dave, because obviously Neil's dealing a lot with him, and I think a great idea. Maybe it's America, maybe it's a 10-rounder, and like slow him down a little bit. Maybe it's like Neil said, you know, get him a good fighter, a non-puncher who's going to give him a hard fight, you know, just to bring him on. Because at the end of the day, he's only had 16 fights, you know, and this is just, well, he was selling tickets on the Rated Medway show 12 months ago on my show, you know. He's got to pack in and everything, you know. I've kind of sell it. I'm not getting any wages, but obviously he's stuck at it. And for me and Steve Rafe and Neil, for the lads on our other shows, it gives them hope now selling tickets, because your dreams can come true. Selling ticket deals, same as Footy's been on ticket deals. He's got a Commonwealth, Lewis, and it's given they've got the North East boxing scene booming. And if Eddie comes up here and builds it up like here, the atmosphere. I've never heard it like that before. The eyes were standing up on my neck. I've had Kirk Goodens on a Big Eddie shows, but they're standing on the back of my neck, you know. Just a pity I had this Newcastle badge. Lewis and his dad, if you push them, will fall over the lap, be laid back. Like, and we're gonna have a meeting next week where Neil and Lewis and that, obviously we'll see how Eddie wants to go. But I think it's a great idea to take him to America, mate. Like, especially this stage of his career, you know, to get exposure over there and learn the trade, you know, because at the end of the day he's just had 16 fights, isn't it? 16 fights. And he's learning every day in the gym when he's down there with Neil, he's learning every day. Neil and David are driving down there and that. So I just think if you build him up right, he can be a superstar in the North East. Not that he is a superstar now in the North East, but he can be massive in there, and I do believe he'll fill the stadium a lot. I mean, St James's Park.
Lewis, obviously the father-son relationship special, but just how much an impact is the addition of the fan having?
Well, massive. I think you can see from the Barrett fight to now, like the difference is that, you know, I've three times a week with Fano, 3 times a week with my father, I take 50-50 in it, but you know, I've massive improvements, and I think you can see that in the fight, and that's down to Neil Amidar, but Neil, you know, he's got on board, and I've seen, like, I've went up like not just 1 level but 3 or 4 levels, and you know, like Eddie was saying, like Cardle, like I would put Cardle to win the European title tomorrow against Teddy. You know, like even Highland, I would give him a good chance to do that, and we're blasting through them. So we'll see what's next.
What would the time boxing come back to Newcastle? Is this going to be regular or?
Yeah, I want him to. You know, I feel as though he should be boxing here 2-3 times a year, and mixing it up with probably a pay-per-view card. You know, you got obviously potentially Wembley coming up, and I want him to be on those shows as well. But I don't want him to just feel the pressure of You know, like these tickets and stuff like that. It's hard graft. Like, you can't turn it down because people are phoning up and and they remember the time when they were trying to sell 200 and they couldn't. So, but I don't want it just to be like pressure. It's too early for that. If it was the 23rd, 24th fight, tough. The pressure comes with it. But I just, again, it will come out in the meeting that we discussed the plan. But for me, just cool, 100% coming back to Newcastle this year, 100%. But mix it in with some other stuff where we can learn, but ultimately, it's about achieving and it's about making money and securing your future and your family's future. And I hope that on the last 3 or 4 fights, that's not done, but he's making waves. Now his money needs to go up significantly because he's a big ticket seller, he's a big star. No, it's true though. You've got to get what you. Same as both. But that's the truth of it. If you're filling stadiums, if you're putting bums on seats, that's that the money comes, and the money is coming now, and he deserves it, and that's part of the game to make sure that he can pay off his mortgage. Look at other property, make sure that he can send his kids to the schools he wants to go to. That's I always use Tony Bellew as a great example. It's the proudest thing I've done is Tony Bellew, because he is now absolutely minted. Right? And I remember when he was going to Canada fighting Adonis Stevenson for a couple of $100,000, which I know sounds like a lot of money at the moment, but once you paid everybody and you're withholding tax and you're fighting Adonis Stevenson in -22 in Quebec, that's what I want to. I want the great nights. I want him to win world titles, but I want him to leave the sport and go, that was great, wasn't it? I've got a great life now to look forward to. And he's so young, he's a baby.
He was even more of a baby about, 6 years ago in Thornaby?
I
was about -25 in Stockton, wasn't it? Long time ago, that one.
But that's part of, all the stuff you talk about there, that's part of the story. Is that you knew him, he's accessible, still accessible. But he's always been accessible. You've always known him, the media here, because he's always been a very good amateur who's come through the system. Some come. Look at Glenn Foote. Glenn Foote lost to Sam Eggington on our show. I would have said his career was over. He's won the Commonwealth title. He's got a fight coming up with Robbie Davis Jr. for the British and Commonwealth. Tough fight, but great. Wins that. Who knows? And he's got a little bit about him now. He used to look like he was a bit edgy, but now you actually.
Still does,
he's definitely still edgy. But confidence is a strange thing.
Yeah.
Confidence, and Lewis, one of the things that Lewis has at the moment is confidence, momentum, where you do feel invincible, and that's hard to beat. All right, thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.